Quick anime recap. In a world where names reflect one's personality, we are introduced to Goto Hitori. Her name Hitori means alone, and Goto means rear, or remainder. She has always been alone her entire school life, but despite her extremely shy and gloomy personality, longs to make friends. One day at home, she watches an interview with a famous band member who admits to having been an introvert without friends in school, until he joined a band. Inspired, Hitori picks up her father's old guitar and starts to teach herself, dreaming of forming a band to make friends at her middle school. 3 years later, she became a skilled guitarist, dedicating 6 hours to practice every day. However, not once did she perform at school, or make any friends for that matter. Friendless, and now in high school, Hitori is a shut-in that spends time at home uploading guitar cover videos of popular bands. She has her own following under the alias Guitar Hero, where a bunch of similar introverts gather. Hitori spots a comment that wishes they knew someone who plays the guitar at their school, and this prompts her to go to class with band merchandise and her guitar. She hopes to get noticed, but until the end no one cared. As she wallows in her depression, Hitori gets a notification of having 30,000 subscribers on her channel. Someone runs up to her. We are now introduced to Ajichi Nijika, a second-year student in another school that was interested to know if Hitori plays the guitar. Nijika has a request. Before she could respond, Hitori is dragged away into town. She is informed they are going to the club, Starry, where Nijika's sister is the manager. As they walk, Hitori can't help but compare herself to Nijika. It's a bit depressing. Nijika tries to start a conversation, but the gloomy responses and negative aura makes her regret bringing her. As she enters the club, Hitori feels right at home with the dark, stuffy ambience. She is then introduced to a fellow band member, Yamada Ryo, the eccentric, weird bass player. They head into a practice room, and Hitori is given the music score. She wants to make a good impression on the band, and attempts to hype herself up before playing. It is important for the members to be in sync with each other, but Hitori's lack of eye contact and anxiety causes her to rush off beat. And thus the depressed Hitori gives up on the guitar and the episode ends. Or not. Nijika wants to encourage Hitori, to no avail, but Hitori admits she's thankful to them for reaching out to her as she always wanted to be in a band. She tells them she's been covering popular songs online in hopes of playing them with a band someday, and Nijika is reminded of a content creator, Guitar Hero, whom she praises. Her unfiltered praise for Guitar Hero motivates Hitori, but she still can't get over her fear of people. So Ryo comes up with a solution for her to play in a dark, cramped cardboard box. Nijika wonders how they should introduce her on stage, and Ryo suggests the name Bocchi, a word meaning loner. Hitori is happy to have her first nickname. She also finds out the band's name is Kesoku Band, a pun referring to both a zip tie and the word unity. As a band, they make it a goal to have fun while performing, as they didn't have much time to practice together, and Hitori tries her best. She promises to be able to greet her classmates by next performance, and everyone is moved. But she runs off before they can hold a welcome party. Hitori vows to overcome her social anxiety and bring out her full skill set as Guitar Hero. A few days later, she was told to meet at the club so that they could discuss about the band's future. She found the strength to come to the club because she finally received a text from someone other than a relative, but Hitori is afraid of entering by herself. Ryo watches her dilemma with amusement. For their first meeting, they do an icebreaker to know more about each other using a die. Nijika and Ryo attend the same school that is closest to their home. On the other hand, Hitori commutes from 2 hours away because she wants a fresh start, where no one knows her dark past. As they talk, Hitori grows fond of Ryo as she exhibits similar traits, but she realizes that unlike her, Ryo chooses to be alone, making her feel the difference between them. When they enter the topic of music, Hitori explains she hates happy upbeat music and enjoys songs about bleak high school experiences. They switch topics to discuss concerts, and Nijika sounds her wish to find a vocalist before their next performance. They used to have one, but she left for unknown reasons. Nijika can't sing, Hitori can't be a singer for obvious reasons, while Ryo.
フロントマンまでしたら私のワンマンになってバンドを潰してしまう。その湧き出る自信は何？
The next talk is about quotas. The club assigns a band a certain ticket quota to meet prior to the concert. Money earned over the quota limit will be split between the club and the band. Anything less than the quota will need to be paid out of pocket by the band members. With how badly their previous concert went, it's likely they will have to pay out of pocket, which is why Nijika suggests they get jobs to cover the expenses. Determined not to work, Hitori prepares to give up her future marriage savings. Instead, Nijika suggests she does work with them at the club. She wanted to say no, but her social anxiety made it hard to refuse. After she went home, in preparations for work, Hitori prepares an ice bath. She hopes to get sick so that she could miss it. When her plan failed, she thought about faking sickness.
おはよう。今日はバイト初日だね。不安だろうけどちゃんとフォローするから一緒に頑張ろう。
Before she could enter the club, a woman tells her to come back later as tickets aren't on sale yet. A startled Hitori manages to stutter out she's the new part-timer, and the woman introduces herself as the club manager, Seika. She recognizes Hitori as the guitarist in the Mango Box, and calls her a strange name. While totally wrong, the thought of a new nickname makes her giddy, and she gladly accepts it, much to the chagrin of Nijika. She reintroduces the manager as her older sister, and they finally get to work. While Ryo sweeps the floor, Nijika teaches Hitori where to find the drinks. Feeling overwhelmed, she tries to make it into a song, and Seika notices something familiar about her music. Nijika explains that the club also runs like a restaurant as it's hard to run purely as a concert site. Hitori feels proud of her personal growth. When customers start coming in, she gets frightened. As they order, she hid herself behind the counter, and gets chastised by Nijika for it. When the band is about to play, Nijika tells Hitori to relax as their performance will give them time to rest. Hitori apologizes to Nijika for failing to provide good customer service, and Ryo provides her a box to enter. Nijika wants to share her love for the club with Hitori and hopes everyone could enjoy working and playing together there. Of course, she also hopes that Hitori would find the courage to speak with customers someday as well. As the popular band plays their song, Hitori gets amazed by the unity in the crowd. She compares the band's performance to hers, and she reflects she needs to change for the team's sake. When a customer came for a drink, Hitori takes the initiative to bring it to her and even attempts to make eye contact and smile. Nijika praises her efforts. And Hitori leaves excited that she made it through the day, though she seems to have fallen ill. I guess her plan worked. Back in the club, Ryo and Nijika discuss how proud they are for Hitori, and their need to find a vocalist. It's the start of a new week, and Hitori proceeds to brush the same strand of hair. She hopes to have grown out of being an introvert, but soon wakes up to reality at school. Hearing her classmates talk about bands, Hitori tries to join in, but she gives up midway. As she eats alone in a dark corner, she dreams that her life will turn around once she becomes famous. Hitori had been sick the past few days, and she wants to make it up to Nijika and Ryo by bringing in a vocalist. She sees Kita, the singer-guitarist. Her blatant staring causes Kita to grow uncomfortable, and when Hitori finally tries to talk, She runs away in embarrassment. Back in her dark corner, the saddened Hitori breaks out into song. Kita pops out from behind her, and her positivity shines too brightly for her. Hitori finally takes the chance to persuade her to join her band with various reasons, but Kita refuses because she in fact does not know how to play the guitar. In her previous band, she lied that she could play guitar in order to get closer to her senpai. She begs Hitori to teach her guitar so that she can have the courage to face her old band members and apologize. As they walk to the club, she mentions the band members by name. Nijika runs into them and recognizes Kita. She begs for forgiveness. Kita reveals the truth of the matter, and Rio tells them she made a shrine. It worked out in the end. Seika suggests her helping out at the club for a day, as it will be busy. As Kita adapts quickly to the workplace and its various job positions, Hitori gets jealous of losing her identity to her. Her soul ascends into song. Hitori attempts to teach Kita how to make drinks. She burns her hand with the coffee. Kita asks what made Hitori want to join world peace. Hitori questions about the senpai Kita wanted to get closer to. She happened upon her performance one day and was enthralled by her apathetic expression and unisex appearance. She followed Rio's activities and found out she later joined the Kesoku band, and knowing that a band is like a second family, she joined with the goal of becoming Rio's girlfriend. Because of this incident, Kita feels she's too irresponsible and undeserving to be in a band. After closing, Kita wishes everyone good luck and was about to leave, but Hitori trips on air and falls to the ground. Kita reads her intentions and reiterates that she can't join. Hitori, however, empathizes with her as she also tried to run away. Nijika asks Kita to join them, as Hitori can assist with learning the guitar. And after some hesitation, she agrees to try her best. Hitori is called out as the MVP of the day, and she can't handle the praise. Kita admits her practice isn't going anywhere, and as she shows them her instrument, everyone realizes it's a 6-stringed bass, and not a guitar. She was disheartened because she spent a lot of money to buy it, but luckily Rio decided to buy the bass from her and exchanged it for one of her own guitars.
これで私は所持金が底をついたので、草を食べて生きていきます。
Kita continues to try her best to learn. Rio comes in eating weeds. If you want to find out more about Hitori and the band, please go and watch the anime. Thanks for watching.